Hi, my name is Pat, and today we are going to be conducting the flexibility sit and reach test. Along with this test, we will, I believe this is going to be the Canadian flexion test. My participant today is Elena. She's been with me throughout this whole process. This is for HWHP 609. The purpose of this test is to test the flexibility of the lower back and hamstrings. First, I will demonstrate how we will be conducting this. First, your participant is going to need to remove their shoes. This is the actual flexion box that we'll be using. This gray metal piece right here is what we will actually be placing our hands towards to push out. Okay. With this right now, you can see how my legs are staggered on the outside of the box. I'm actually going to bring my legs on the inside of the box. Okay. So with this here, you want to sit up nice and straight, and then you see how my legs aren't really pushed down into the floor; they're kind of relaxed. One thing that you as the tester want to know and make sure of is that as the participant pushes for their test, that their knees don't come up. Okay. If their knees come up, that is already showing that their flexibility is very poor, because they can't sit in a upward position. Sometimes you might see a participant sit down and their knees will already be right here. And then when you ask them to try to put their legs completely flat, they have trouble doing so. Elena, you're going to have 2 attempts at this. All right. With your 2 attempts, what I ask you to do is cross your hands over, and then as you go ahead and push out, you're going to breathe out slowly as you go through the test. Okay, so as you breathe out slowly, another thing you might want to consider is actually taking your head and placing it down in between your hands to breathe out slowly. With this box that we'll be using today is a little bit different. What I mean by it's a little bit different is, as you can see here, these are the measurements right here. So this side is going to be centimeters, this side will be inches. I know that for our test it says that you have to subtract 3 centimeters, but as you can see right here, there's already an extended lip from where this measurement starts. So as you can see, that's already to the end, so there's an extra 3 inches there. With Elena, as she pushes herself out and on her first attempt, I will actually add an additional 3 centimeters to the end of her score. Reason being is because of this extra lip right here that is extended off. Okay, so Elena, if you want to, you can go ahead. With your first attempt, Elena, I'm going to get your form and how to make sure that you're properly doing it. Then with your second attempt, I'm going to actually record your form, but I'm going to actually get your scores in between each one. Okay, so you have the best of 2 attempts with this. Just remember to keep your back nice and relaxed. Okay, cross your hands one on top of the other, and then exhale slowly out as you push forward. Okay? Good. Good. Relax. It's very good. As you could see throughout that test, her knees really didn't raise up. Let's see here. So right here, we are at 41. So with 41, that would go ahead and that would be 44. Now, Elena, just really quick so I can demonstrate something. Let's say that Elena, with her first attempt, say as she started to go forward a little bit, her knees raised up a little, okay? So you as the tester, you can come around here to this side, and you can actually place your hands on the participant's knees to help keep their knees down. The only thing that you want to make sure that you don't do as a tester is to forcefully hold their knees down. Okay, you don't want to cause them any pain or discomfort. Were you okay with that first attempt? All right, so you can go ahead with your second attempt. All right, good. Let's see their second attempt. She's at 41 again. All right, so with the 41, it's 44 again. So that's really good. All right, Lena, you can go ahead and just relax there. One thing that you also want to make sure with your participants throughout this test is that when you're conducting this test, you want to make sure that your participants are not forcefully trying to slam the measurement back or trying to forcefully shoot themselves out. Sometimes people will try to do that thinking that they can just throw this and that it'll slide even more, but it really doesn't. It's pretty secure on there. So once you slide it, you can't just throw it out there and it's going to keep sliding. Also, the problem with that is that where they're not warmed up and stretched, they can end up pulling a muscle in their back or in their hamstrings. Okay. Elena, for your age group, you're 20 years old, right? All right, so an excellent score would be 41 centimeters. So with this extended lip on the box, you were exactly at 41 every time, but where we're going to actually add 3 centimeters onto the end of it, you're 44, so you're way above the norm for your age group. Okay, so that's really good. Throughout this whole process, you said that you're very physically active, but do you stretch on a regular basis too?
I could be better at it.
Could be better at it. Well, I mean, you're already way above the norm for excellency, so you're obviously doing something right. And flexibility is actually something that a lot of people forget about as they get older. So that's really a very key component that you want to maintain and keep overall at a high level like you have already. Okay. Do you have any questions about this test?
No.
All right. Thank you for your participation today.
Yep.